Good morning and welcome to Barbara's Bulletin. I'm your host, Barbara. Today, we're going to delve into a critical issue that's been unfolding in Ukraine, where the ongoing conflict has led to a devastating health crisis. According to recent reports from the World Health Organization, or WHO, the situation on the ground is dire, with millions of people struggling to access basic healthcare services. The WHO has documented a significant increase in attacks on healthcare facilities and medical workers, which constitutes a serious violation of international humanitarian law. These attacks have resulted in the deaths of 233 health workers and patients and injured over 930 people. The destruction of medical warehouses has also disrupted supply chains, making it difficult for healthcare providers to access essential medicines and equipment. The impact of this crisis extends far beyond the hospital door. Many Ukrainians are struggling to cope with the physical and emotional toll of war, with 72% of people surveyed experiencing anxiety or depression in the past year. The lack of access to mental health services, rehabilitation, and basic healthcare has created a perfect storm of suffering. The WHO has been working tirelessly to support the Ukrainian healthcare system, providing trauma care, medical supplies, and training for healthcare workers. In 2025, they reached over 1.9 million people across Ukraine, with a focus on hard-to-reach areas. However, more needs to be done to address the scale of this crisis. As we consider the complexities of this issue, it's essential to remember that the conflict in Ukraine is not just a political or military problem, but a humanitarian one. The people of Ukraine deserve our support and compassion, and it's crucial that we work towards finding a peaceful resolution to this conflict. We'll be right back with more of today's top news on Barbara's Bulletin. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. We're taking a closer look at the world of art and culture today. In our top story, we explored the latest developments in the tech industry, but now it's time to shift gears and dive into the fascinating realm of museums and cultural institutions. We have two significant stories to share with you. First, let's talk about the Guggenheim Museum in New York, where unionized staff members are rallying for more secure contracts after 20 job cuts were made at the museum last year. The staff is seeking better working conditions, fair compensation, and a more stable future for themselves and their colleagues. This comes as the museum is celebrating its latest exhibition, featuring the works of Carol Bove. On the other side of the globe, we're seeing a different kind of challenge faced by cultural institutions. In Beirut, several art centers have suspended operations due to the escalating regional conflict. The Ramzi and Sayyida Ulul Art Foundation, the Sursak Museum, Dar el Nimer for Arts and Culture, and Beirut Art Center are among those affected. This is not only a setback for the arts community, but also a concern for the preservation of cultural heritage in the region. We're also saddened to report on the passing of Liliana Angolo Cortez, the director of Bogotá's Museo Nacional de Colombia. She was a pioneering figure in the art world, known for her efforts to diversify the museum's collections and promote the work of Black and Indigenous artists. Her legacy will undoubtedly continue to inspire future generations of artists and curators. As we take a moment to reflect on these stories, it's clear that the art world is not immune to the challenges faced by society as a whole. From labor disputes to conflicts and loss, these institutions are grappling with complex issues that require thoughtful solutions. Welcome back to Barbara's Bulletin. As we wrap up today's show, let's take a closer look at the complex situation unfolding in the Middle East. Reports have emerged that the U.S. and Israel are considering supporting Kurdish separatist groups in Iran, with the goal of bringing about regime change. This development has sparked concerns about the potential consequences of such a move, including the possibility of increased violence, destabilization, and a boost to Iranian nationalism. The Kurdish people have long been seeking independence, with separate movements in Turkey, Syria, Iraq, and Iran. However, their efforts have been met with fierce opposition from these countries, which fear the creation of an independent Kurdish state would lead to the loss of territory and resources. The current situation in Iran, where Kurdish groups are massing at the borders, has raised tensions and prompted speculation about a potential offensive. It's essential to consider the perspectives of all parties involved, including the Iranian government, the Kurdish people, and the international community. While some argue that supporting Kurdish separatist groups could be a means to bring about democratic change in Iran, others warn that it could lead to further instability and conflict in the region. As we examine this complex issue, it's crucial to remain fair and balanced, avoiding bias and considering the potential consequences of any actions taken. The Middle East is a volatile region, and any moves made by external powers must be carefully thought out to avoid exacerbating existing tensions. The involvement of the U.S. and Israel in this situation adds another layer of complexity, with some questioning the motivations behind their support for Kurdish separatist groups. Is it a genuine attempt to promote democracy and human rights? Or is it driven by strategic interests and a desire to counter Iranian influence in the region? As we conclude today's segment, it's clear that the situation in Iran and the broader Middle East remains fraught with uncertainty and risk. It's essential for all parties involved to approach this issue with caution, considering the potential consequences of their actions and seeking a peaceful resolution that respects the rights and interests of all people in the region. That's all for today's Barbara's Bulletin. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, stay engaged.